Hello, everybody. So, there's a certain emphasis in the language transfer courses on learn from the language that we expose ourselves to as language learners. And I think one of the best ways to do this is through music, which is why, for those of you that have seen it, in the old website, I had all this coming soon for a translated lyrics project, and that had to be put off for lack of volunteers. But I've decided, I can do this through video in the meantime. So I've decided to make this video to show you exactly what I mean by, learning through your exposure to your new language and how you think about the language that you expose yourself to. If you would like more videos like this, then please join the Patreon campaign, details in the video description. And each month that we clear the $2,000 mark, then I'll get some more of these videos put together for different languages. The long-term plan is to create publications that do this, but meanwhile, these videos can both help learners and help the language transfer project reach its funding goals. So firstly, listen to the song in the link. There is in the video description, there is a link there for a live performance of this tango vals. So we're gonna look at a tango vals today, which is a tango waltz. So tango and waltz style with 3 beats. Then we'll go through, after you've listened and seen how much you can understand, we'll go through the lyrics together and I'll translate and also analyze the lyrics to see what we can learn from them. So get listening. I'll wait. So you should have listened to the song now. So let me run through the first verse. It goes like this. Yo soy como siempre, yo nunca cambié, mi ropa la de antes, mi vida también. Por eso de pronto no puedo creer que seas el mismo de ayer. So, what does this mean? This means I am like always, I'm the same, I never changed. My clothes, the same as before, my life as well. For this reason, suddenly I can't believe that you are the same person as before, or as yesterday, as the lyrics say. So, now let's take a closer look at these lyrics and see what we can learn from them. Yo soy como siempre, yo nunca cambié. So, firstly, I need to mention this sh sound. No, this is the way in El Río de la Plata, this part of Latin America around Buenos Aires and Montevideo, in Argentina and Uruguay, the Y and the double L has this sh or j sound. So that's what we get there. Yo soy como siempre, yo nunca cambié. I never change. That's just like English. Yo nunca cambié. We don't have no. We don't have a negation there. That's included in nunca. Although, interestingly, if we were to change the position of nunca, we would need no. So if we were to put nunca on the end to emphasize, we'd say yo no cambié nunca. Yo no cambié nunca. But if we have it before the verb, then it can take that role of no. We don't need no. Yo nunca cambié. Mi ropa, la de antes, mi vida también. My clothes, the same as before, my life as well. So ropa is an interesting word. It's the same root that we have in wardrobe. In wardrobe, we have ward, which is like a Germanic root, I believe, which is like, warden, to guard. And that's also a consonant shift, by the way, between W and G. It's not a very common one. We can find it in like William and then Guillermo, no, which is William in Spanish, or war, and guerra. So again, that's a consonant shift. Ward, guard, wardrobe, the clothes guarder. No, so we have ropa with a P in Spanish. Mi ropa, la de antes. La de. La is referring to ropa, no, which is feminine. And so it's like that of before, no? Mi ropa, la de antes. So it's another way of saying my clothes are the same as before. Mi vida también, my life also. Por eso, so por, can mean for or because of, as in por qué, it's like because of what. De pronto, literally of soon, but that means suddenly, suddenly. And mostly in this verse, it's just there for prosody. You know, it's filling the lyric out. Por eso de pronto no puedo creer, I can't believe, que seas el mismo de ayer. So for that, suddenly I can't believe, for that reason, suddenly I can't believe that you are the same. So el mismo is the same one, the same person. We don't need to say person. El mismo is enough. And then before that we have seas, que seas el mismo. So here we're using the subjunctive, the mood tense. And that's because of what comes before it. So when we find the mood tense pop up somewhere, we need to try to find the justification for it. That will help us revise what we already know or possibly learn something new. So we go, okay, no puedo creer. So no puedo creer que, that's going to give us the subjunctive. No puedo creer que seas rather than que eres, no? Que seas el mismo de ayer. And ayer or ayer means yesterday, but it can also mean like yesteryear, no? I.e. before. And then we have, parece mentira que todo de un golpe se pueda romper. Again, we have the subjunctive, no? Se pueda romper. So we can learn from this lyric, if we're listening to the song, we notice we have the subjunctive, then we go, oh, why is that? Parece mentira que. Oh, okay, so then we have two conclusions we could possibly arrive at. We could arrive at the conclusion that parece que gives us a subjunctive. That would be a wrong conclusion though. And if we were to arrive at that conclusion, as long as we're always actively listening, we will soon have that conclusion contradicted by what we've listened to, and then we'll have to think again. What's actually happening here is parece mentira, it seems like a lie. That's what is giving us the subjunctive. But before we continue, parece mentira, we can notice that in English, what we would say is it seems like a lie. And here we don't need the a in Spanish. Parece mentira, it seems like lie. We have parece, no, which is the verb parecer in its he, she, it form. It seems a lie. Mentira, a lie. And mentir is to lie. So, parece mentira que todo de un golpe se pueda. And there we have the subjunctive, the mood tense, because we have parece mentira que. It doesn't matter that it's distanced by todo de un golpe in between. That's not important. Parece mentira que is going to affect the verb that comes afterwards. So, parece mentira que todo de un golpe, that everything from one hit, basically, se pueda romper, can break. So, in complete Spanish, we discussed this verb actually, romper, that if we were to say pueda romper without the se, we would be waiting to hear what it breaks. The sentence wouldn't sound complete. Parece mentira que todo de un golpe pueda romper que. So the se shows us that it breaks itself, gets broken. So it seems like a lie that everything from just one hit can get broken. Parece mentira que el amor más puro nos quiebre la fe. So it seems like a lie that the love most pure, that the most pure love, no? So we have that adjective coming after the noun generally in Spanish, and even if we are saying, you know, like the most pure, that still comes after the noun. That shouldn't cause us any problem. So, parece mentira que el amor más puro nos quiebre la fe. So, quebrar is the infinitive, the to form of the verb. And there we can notice how, again, of course, we have the mood tense because we have parece mentira. And also the E of quebrar splits, no? Quiebre. Nos quiebre la fe. And we have nos there, so it's break us the faith. It seems like a lie that the most pure love can break us the faith. And that's just a way of saying break our faith. No? Again, something that's discussed in complete Spanish is that sometimes we would kind of represent possession or involvement in this way, you know, putting like a me or a nos or something like that before the verb. So rather than quite literally breaks our faith, breaks us the faith. Parece mentira que el amor más puro nos quiebre la fe. Te miro y no sé, me cuesta creer. I look at you and I don't know. It's hard to believe. So me cuesta, costar. Of course, again, we have the O splitting to UE. Costar is to cost. Me cuesta, it's just a way of saying it's difficult for me. Me cuesta creer, it's difficult to believe, que seas el mismo que quise una vez. Again, the subjunctive, the mood tense is coming because we have me cuesta creer que. So we can use the subjunctive there to give this feeling of uncertainty now, like I can't believe that, and then we put the subjunctive, and the subjunctive really gives that feeling of disbelief. Que seas el mismo que quise una vez, that you are the same one, the same person that I loved once. And note how we're using quise, which is the point in the past rather than the line in the past. So although when we love somebody, we can expect that to be an ongoing thing, a line in the past. In reality, we're not always representing reality in that way in language. Here we're referring to it as a closed period. It doesn't matter that it was ongoing because we've said once, una vez, that's a closed period. So, te miro y no sé, me cuesta creer que seas el mismo que quise una vez, that I once loved rather than once was loving. Then we go into the chorus. So the chorus is less interesting in terms of the meaning of the lyrics, but they've used words that allow kind of like a rhythm. So you have son tus ojos dos luceros, dos abrojos hechiceros, dos abrojos de la luz que se queman en la noche de mi corazón. So first lyric, son tus ojos dos luceros. They are your eyes, two beacons of light. So we have luz, and lucero would be like a bright star or some kind of bright beacon of light. It's not so directly translatable. And we're using son tus ojos. So in English we would say it's your eyes. That's the meaning of this sentence. It's your eyes that are doing this to me. But in Spanish, because tus ojos is plural, we say son tus ojos. They are your eyes, two beacons of light. Dos abrojos hechiceros. So abrojo is like thistle, like a thorn. No, hechicero means bewitching. So two bewitching thorns. Dos abrojos de luz que se queman. Two thorns of light that are burning. Now in these lyrics, they said me queman. I'm not sure if that was a mistake of the singer when she was concentrating, or if that was deliberate, because a lot of time in tango, and this tango is old, I think it's from the 40s or something, people change the lyrics just a little bit here and there, but I think that might have been an accident, because se queman here really does work much better. Dos abrojos de luz que se queman, two thistles of light that are burning, rather than what is sung in the link, which is me queman, which burn me, en la noche de mi corazón, in the night of my heart. So really that se queman fits much better, I would say. Two thistles of light that are burning in the night of my heart. Corazón is an interesting word because we can think of cor, and then we have this on ending, which we find on a lot of nouns, which does different things in Spanish. Sometimes it makes something bigger, sometimes it makes something shorter. This on can modify nouns in various ways, but we can note that that's basically cor, like big cor, corazón, which is heart. Son mis penas, 100 tormentas, son mis penas, 100 condenas. So again, we have son. Son mis penas means they are my pains. This pena refers to emotional pain rather than physical. So son mis penas, 100 tormentas. It is my pains, 100 storms. Son mis penas 100 condenas. It is my pain 100 condemnations. So like I said, again, we're not translating directly what we would say in English, no? It is my pains, no. Because mis penas is plural, we say son. And 100, it's worth talking about. 100 is 100, like in century. We can see the E split into IE between century and 100. And when 100 is plural or more than 100, like if you say 101, for example, 100 becomes ciento. So 200 storms would be 200 tormentas. But when it's just 100, we get 100, which is a little odd. So son mis penas 100 tormentas, son mis penas 100 condenas. 100 condenas de horror que encadenan mi vida perdida detrás de tu amor. So we see we have a lot of repetitive sounds there in this chorus. 100 condemnations of horror that enchain. So we have cadena, which means a chain, and encadenar, or in this case, que encadenan, is to like enchain. My life lost, my lost life, mi vida perdida, detrás de tu amor. Behind, like going behind is the meaning here. Detrás de tu amor, like following behind your love. Then we have another verse. Tu calle es la misma, tu esquina también, las noches del barrio, las mismas de ayer. So your street is the same, your corner as well, the nights of the neighborhood, the same as yesterday. So it's worth discussing barrio, which I guess is related to the word barro, which means like dirt. Barrio is like a neighborhood, and it's used a lot in Spanish, much more than the word neighborhood is used in English. Now it's got like this, I guess, very like kind of working class or intimate connotations, in the sense of like, you know, that's, sorry about the dog. That's where you kind of have some social life, no, in your neighborhood. Well, especially in tango, at least. But I think I've noticed it in Spanish songs from Spain, for example, as well. Barrio being used in this way. I think it kind of somehow calls back to a period where people like spent time in the street more, maybe. So tu calle es la misma, tu esquina también. I should also notice like this. I should also mention this aspirated S, which the singer does, and I do it to a degree as well. Many Spanish speakers from different dialects do this. So rather than la misma, you can hear tu calle es la misma, tu esquina también, las noches del barrio, las mismas de ayer. La luna es la misma que vimos los dos. So we're getting lots of misma now, which is kind of this repetition which continues from the chorus, which was using lots of repetitive sounds. La luna es la misma que vimos los dos. The moon is the same one that we both saw, hanging in the point of that old alleyway, let's say. Colgada, so colgada, of course, refers to luna. We can take a moment to think, okay, what is the infinitive? You know, when we find the version of a verb, even if it's an adjective coming from a verb, we can think, what is the infinitive? Colgar. Colgada, referring to la luna. En la punta de aquel callejón. Punta is an interesting word because it's a word that demonstrates to us how nouns might change gender in Spanish and give us different meanings. So el punto, for example, is like a point on a piece of paper, like a full stop, or buen punto, like good point in an argument. No, and then la punta in feminine is like the end of something. So the moon hung on the end of aquel, that. No, in Spanish we have esto, this, eso, that, and then aquel, that over there, you know, so that can refer to further away, or also like nostalgically further away in time, which is what's being used here. De aquel callejón. So callejón or callejón, no, without the sh, is calle, no, street, and it's a modified noun. We have the on on the end, just like on corazón, but we have a J that's popped up there, which kind of slipped away historically in calle, and it's bounced back here, and that gives us something like alleyway. Again, it has kind of nostalgic feel, or maybe even a dark feel. It's again a word that, you know, you find a lot used creatively. Callejón. So tu calle es la misma, tu esquina también. Your street is the same, your corner as well. Las noches del barrio, las mismas de ayer. The nights of the neighborhood, the same as before. But like I said, we're saying ayer, yesterday, but like yesteryear. La luna es la misma que vimos los dos. The moon is the same that we saw los dos, both of us. Colgada en la punta de aquel callejón. Hanging in the point of that alleyway. Sounds better in Spanish. As all translated art always does sound better in its original language. Other words, by the way, like punto and punta, which can change gender and give us new meanings. We have like el capital, like money, capital, and then la capital, which is the capital city. We have el corte, this is like the cut, and then la corte, like the court. Okay, so then the song goes on to say, si todo es como antes, si nada ha cambiado, si todo es igual. I like this lyric because it really kind of drives home that point that, you know, there's not just one way to say something. An idea, you know, is something we translate into language, and when we do that, we need to focus on the idea rather than obsessing too much over the forms. So here the lyric says the same thing in 3 different ways. Si todo es como antes, if everything is like before. Si nada ha cambiado, if nothing has changed. Si todo es igual, if everything is the same. So there we have igual, I-G-U-A-L, igual. Like equal, no, shares a root there, equal in English. And again, we can mention how si nada ha cambiado, if nothing has changed, just like English, we don't need the negation there. Although, like with the previous example, if we were to move the position of nada, we would need a no. So if we were to put nada on the end to emphasize, it would say, si no ha cambiado nada. No, we couldn't say si ha cambiado nada. That wouldn't work. Only when it comes before the verb in the position of no can it replace no. Si nada ha cambiado. So, si todo es como antes, si nada ha cambiado, si todo es igual. Parece mentira que solo tu vida pudiera cambiar. So here we have the past subjunctive, no? Parece mentira que solo, it seems like a lie, that only. Now, we have solo tu vida, not sola, because sola is not referring to your life, which is feminine. Solo is just solamente, shortened, and when that's shortened, that's always solo. No, there's no gender change there. So when it's meaning like just, solo. So parece mentira que solo tu vida, it feels like a lie that only your life pudiera cambiar. So pudiera, the past subjunctive, which we can arrive at by looking at the past, pude, pudieron, pudimos, and use that same base, pudiera. Te miro y no sé, me cuesta creer que seas el mismo que quise una vez. As before, I look at you and I don't know, it's hard to believe that you're the same one that I once loved. So I hope that helped in regards to, you know, how you can listen to a song, enjoy it, and pick it apart to improve your Spanish or any language that you're learning. It really is a good idea. It really is pleasurable. And as can be appreciated in this discussion, you know, you really start to get a feeling of how words are used as well once you do this quite a bit, other than, you know, these topics of grammar and more, you know, base points. So if you want more of these, videos, please join the Patreon campaign. That's patreon.com/language transfer, link in the description below. Once we hit the $2,000 mark, I mean, every month that we hit the $2,000 mark, I will try and make a few of these videos. And what we're really trying to do with the Patreon campaign is get it up to $3,000 a month, so that then there is enough money to hire like a wingman / woman that will be the first permanent member of LT, i.e. I will not be working alone anymore. And this person's job will be to kind of mine all the potential that this project has built up over the years, so that, you know, it can grow now and quickly. Like, I'm fed up of faffing around. We need to make a team for me to direct, and we need to do it soon. Please support, please share. Once we get to these milestones, like I said, 2,000 a month, then I can make more videos like this. 3,000 a month, LT becomes a team, you know, and we can get new people in to create new courses and to create also visual publications that help you do what this video is designed to do, which is, you know, learn from your new language that you expose yourself to in everyday life. I hope this has been helpful. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and support.